Long ago, embarking on a trail in a foreign land, I was intrigued by the sparseness of the landscape. It seemed a journey through a land unbound by time. My focus was drawn and enamored by the river flowing parallel to the trail, and it brought me to a picturesque setting with one lone tree framing a beautiful waterfall, striking, contrasted by a remote background. An oak, an old-growth oak. 25 years I've been taking walks in the forest near my home, yet only 2 years ago I came upon a magnificent ancient oak that I had never seen before, and since then have been continually drawn back to visit. So enthralled by its many qualities, I came home one day to read about oak trees, and I found in the Celtic tree book the Gaelic word for oak is drú, same word as in Sanskrit. And I quote from that book that drú means door, solidarity, protection, standing solid with still branches, matched only by still greater roots. Essential protection for the less able and weaker who require security in order to strengthen their character. That drúr also means doorway to the mysteries, the tree of life, connecting earth and heaven. And researching further in Sanskrit, drúr, doorway to the mystery, associated with the feminine, held 3 principles: justice with compassion, nonviolence, equality of all her children, tolerance, and transformation. And here a tree with 7 trunks from a single base of roots, and a trail that literally makes its way through the center. And hour by hour, making my way up the valley, the landscape became even more sparse, and the sound of running water was the only conversation. And suddenly, the river completely disappeared, for its source was somewhere under the mountain, and it simply came straight out of the ground, from a dry path to a flowing river, and flowed on to where I had come. I marveled at the sight, lingering, staring in my disbelief at what was right before my very eyes. Why was this so strange? Why so different? Why was I so deeply moved? A river flowing from the unseen to the seen world, in an instant, from the invisible to the visible. And to witness this wonder seemed to me a metaphor for all of life, from the unseen to the seen, already there, already flowing, just hidden from our view. And finally I continued upwards, filled with the joy of discovery and deepened understanding, and I entered what seemed like an eternal land of nothingness. And leading up to the top of one side of the valley, it led to 3 prehistoric caves, each that had been filled with the bones of a kind of animal. This sacred land to a long-forgotten people. And I was reminded of a quote I had seen while visiting petroglyphs in North America. Sacred sites are the foundation of our beliefs and practices. They represent the presence of spiritual powers in our lives. They remind us that we are not larger than nature and that we have responsibilities to the rest of the natural world that transcend our own personal desires and wishes. This expansiveness, this great sense of expansiveness and all of time, of the eternal truths that have been and ever will be. This ancient sacred landscape, a great gift for me. For as well as these learnings, I felt a time when all art was prayer, dance, drumming, song, storytelling, all art, forms of prayer and remembrance. And it occurred to me how few in our modern world realize what we have lost. How all daily walks are pilgrimages, life itself an ultimate pilgrimage, and how all pilgrimages, regardless of tradition, are a physical embodiment of returning home, an understanding of our place in the hierarchy of existence, and how there can be no separation of any aspect of our life in one's religious life or spiritual tradition, and how few in our modern secular society really understand communication with all of creation, all of this world of existence as reflections and images of the Creator and the interdependence of all. Not only our interdependence in this realm, but our interdependence of all realms, returning home to ourselves, our true selves, our inherent wholeness, wholeness of the individual, wholeness of the tribe, wholeness of the soul of humanity, wholeness of the spirit, wholeness of one, wholeness of the other, held within the hearts of all of humankind, of what is possible with love. Thus, making my way back down that day in that land that seemed too bleak to support much life, I was astonished to look up and see herds of deer on either side of the valley. So barren, yet there was life all around. Deer and a golden eagle flying over the edge of the ridge into view. Life in abundance, where no life seemed possible. Doorway to the mystery, entering thresholds, presences, guidance, crossing where the river is hidden, flowing unseen to seen, ancient caves and beginnings, abundance of life where it seems impossible. That uncompromising emphasis upon divine unity and seeking to return humankind to our original nature, one with all, one with each other, returning to our lives changed, transformed. All paths lead to home. All paths lead to home. It has been an honor to walk the path with you. I bow and say thank you.